Hey everybody, thank you for joining me again. This is CB and I'm really excited about this next tips I'm about to give y'all. The tips here is tips for networking while introverted. Now, being introverted myself, which is hard to believe with that YouTube channel, but being introverted is very difficult to get around when you are networking because honestly for myself, if you was to put me in a room full of people, I will naturally just gravitate to the back wall and just sit there and observe everybody else in there versus going out and interacting with people. But I'm going to give you my 3 tips that have helped me come from off that wall to out in the middle of people and networking. All right. Tip number 1. Tip number 1 is create a character. This may sound kind of crazy, but what I do for myself is I create a person that I'm going to be. I call this my networking person. So I am literally acting as I go out there. It's not that too far from my own personality, but it gives me just somewhat shield for myself to be able to go out and face the other people that are out there. So because if you're introverted, it is a daunting task to go out in the middle of a crowd, networking at a conference or at a party and say, hey, I'm coming here to meet new people and go up to somebody and shake their hand. So I do that by making sure that I've created a character, and then you could give that character a name if you would like, but just give yourself a name, give yourself a new character, and go out there and meet these new people. Tip number 2. Tip number 2 is ask open-ended questions. Now, here's the thing. There's a long time ago I read this thing, and I cannot remember who said it, but it said, who asks the questions controls the conversation. Now, if you understand that, then you could go and network with people and have small talk with people just by asking good questions. And it takes a lot of pressure off you because let me tell you something. One thing that holds true about everybody out there, they love talking about themselves. So all you got to do is just go up to somebody and say, hey, how you doing? Open the question. Then say, find yourself. I'm doing good. Then the next one is, hey, what do you do for a living? Or what do you think about X, Y, Z if you already know what they do for a living? But pick a topic that's in their expertise and then just sit back and let them talk. And ask them another question. I would try to stay around 3 questions per person on the small talk round. And you want to tailor those questions towards them. Now, if you run into a professional networker, they're going to turn around and ask you some questions. But guess what? That's after you ask the question. Now you have broke the ice. You should feel way more comfortable now giving information out and talking. It's understandable for you to be nervous at first because you are introverted. But once you get the hang of asking questions, when they ask you questions, turn around and ask them a question right after you get through answering the question they gave you. You get it? All right. So tip number 3. Tip number 3 is be interested in what they're saying. It goes back to asking good questions. If you're asking questions to them about them, then they will be way more interested into you because they're going to sit and listen to you because you're asking questions about them. People love being asked questions about themselves. So with you knowing that, you just keep asking questions and be interested in what they're saying. Don't just ask a question and then turn your ears off and not listen to the answer. Because a lot of times their answer can give you a good indication of what your next question should be. And then you keep asking good questions. If you want to get tips like other tips on who to look at doing this, just watch Oprah, Charlie Rose, and other people who are able to ask good questions on the fly of people that they have sitting in on their interview show or as a guest. Okay. So that is 3 good tips for you all. I think you will be able to navigate the networking scene as an introvert. But please remember, it's okay to be nervous and it's okay to get out there and make a couple of mistakes. Also, super tip is when you're networking, make sure you have really good cards on you. And now that we're in 2019, some people don't have cards. So make sure you have a LinkedIn account to be able to link with them. By the way, since I mentioned LinkedIn, hit me up on LinkedIn. You'll find me on LinkedIn at CB Baker on LinkedIn. Can't miss me. It's pretty easy. Just type in CB Baker. You'll find me. Hey, thank you so much. Make sure you hit the subscribe button and the notification button, and you'll see me every week giving out tips just like this and or on my podcast, The CB Baker Show. Thank y'all so much. This is CB. Till next time.